Okay, I guess we're back.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? Welcome to tonight's show on this generic Tuesday night.
Yeah, it is Tuesday. My mind's getting a little lost in the sauce here, buddy.
I get that.
Lost in the sauce.
I get that. So tonight we're going to talk about
How am I getting rid of this? Oh, God. What have I done?
what I don't even see anything in my end.
All right, there we go. Trying to get rid of this nonsense box over here. There we go.
So yep, parallel dimensions and alternate realities of the dimensions, whatever you want to call it, multiverse. There's different terminologies for it, but we're going to kind of talk about that tonight.
Is there... Let me turn up my headphones here. Death. Death.
Death.
I actually spent quite a bit of time looking at this one since you gave me the title. Like, what? I think I saw the title earlier today. But
we didn't have to discuss it really. I just kind of thought it'd be interesting to talk about it.
Yeah, we don't need to just random talk about stuff. Like that's the best. That flows the best. But the idea of parallel dimensions and what the heck? What was the other one, man? My brain is like, I'll wake up in a few. Okay, I'll wake up in a few. Alternate universes and parallel dimensions, right?
Basically. Everybody tonight.
Parallel universes and alternate realities. Alternate dimensions, parallel universes. Like the same, essentially very similar things realistically when you talk about it. So for those that don't know what a parallel universe, the idea of it is it's also known as the multiverse theory. It's a fascinating concept that's captured the imaginations of many, including those interested in conspiracy topics, aliens, and spirituality, which is why we're here. It's it's a complex and speculative idea. It can provide you with a general overview of the concept. So the multiverse theory suggests that there can be multiple universes coexisting alongside our own. Each of these universes could have different physical laws, constants, and even histories. This theory is often discussed in the context of cosmology and theoretical physics. So this is a big one because a lot of mainstream science has suggested that this is exactly, the truth, that there is a multitude of universes that exist at the same time as this one. And
it's basically been proven.
Right. And you know that the idea, like everybody thinks about like the Mandela effect and stuff like that. You notice how it says, can have different physical laws, constants, and even histories. So what if there's universes that exist, and at the exact same time as this, minus little small details, right? And like, what if somehow people have been messing with science that they shouldn't have, which is, apparently the people at CERN or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. What if they've been messing with stuff they shouldn't have? We're your parallel dimension.
Yeah, the Large Hadron Collider.
What if we destroyed our own universe and got transported into another one? Who knows?
Does that mean there's no escape? Even if we destroyed reality, we just go to a different way? We keep on living?
I don't know, man. That's what I'd be doing in Rick and Morty. Maybe that's the truth.
I mean, in a sense, what is heaven but another dimension or a higher vibrational state of reality?
Right. It's another dimension, another reality universe. Let's see, the Alternate dimensions and parallel reality. They're pretty much, I would say, like all the dimensions and parallel reality. It's just pretty much the same exact thing. I think there's just different terminology used. I'll probably mess this up a few more times. That's why I'll have it there. But that's what a lot of people believe that the heaven reality is like the fourth dimension, the dimension above our own, this third. And it's supposed to be a place of boundless love and, oneness.
What if they lower in that spectrum, which is why we have more negativity here.
Right. Right. The again, the book series that you just purchased talks quite heavily about the idea of multiple dimensions. I actually did a little bit of a summarization of that, but that one blew my mind because they talk about it a lot, like quite heavily. So for those that don't know, I talk about the law of one a lot. That's one of my major obsessions because it just is. It speaks to me on another level, like the Bible speaks to a lot of people. But so law of one is a series of channeled body of material that of spiritual teachings that originated from a series of trance sessions conducted in the 1980s. It's primarily known for its metaphysical and spiritual content rather than addressing specific theories or alternate dimensions. However, there's aspects of the law of one that touch upon concepts related to alternate dimensions and realities in the context of its metaphysical teachings. So the law of one suggests that creation or the creator is infinite and encompasses all that there is. The concept aligns with the idea that there may be multiple dimensions or realms within this infinite creation. And they talk about that a lot in this book series, like that the idea that it's way more complicated than any of us are ready to accept. It's like, there's infinite numbers of dimensions. This, whatever is happening right now, is happening infinitely. And it's, I guess the idea is so you can experience, the creator can experience itself in infinite ways. Pretty fascinating stuff there, man.
It makes you think. I've been listening to this, it's called Unacknowledged. There's a lot of Dr. Stephen Greer. And he talks about a lot of these the ability to cross over from theirs to ours and vice versa.
Right.
Which makes sense too.
Say that. So the one part one more time you cut out on the end.
Oh, that aliens may not be so much extraterrestrial, but extra-dimensional.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of. They could be. I think the answer to that one again is also both. I think that we have. Maybe it really isn't possible to travel outside of our solar system in the third dimension, but I like to believe that it's both. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of the extraterrestrials, like according to the Law of One series, the beings that are being channeled in this are essentially extraterrestrial beings from a higher dimension than ours. But extraterrestrial doesn't necessarily mean little green men like people immediately go to. The idea of little green men from outer space. Who's to say that extraterrestrial beings don't look exactly like us? Could be walking with you at the store. You don't even know.
I think the shape we have is pretty universal mostly. Like you may have slight differences, like as far as tall or height, weight, things, bone structure, but most beings are like a carbon based until you get to higher levels where you become more energy based or light based.
Right. I love the stuff Dr. Stephen Greer does, man. The Unacknowledged. I feel like I watched it. Isn't that a documentary?
Yeah, it's on. You can watch it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's the one I watched part of. I've watched a lot of his other stuff where he does like speaking events and whatnot. But because a lot of what they're doing, when they do these CE5 contact things, they're literally meditating. Why would you need to meditate? That's because what we're dealing with is, again, we're dealing with it. You're right. It's extra dimensional beings. Like beings that are outside. So think of all the angels in the Bible. This is a good solid one that a lot of people disagree with. But I think we're dealing with, extraterrestrial or, extra dimensional beings when we're talking about it. That's what angels are. They exist in a dimension outside this one. But because they possess forms in this reality, they're able to appear to us. But there's documented throughout history.
They got to lower the vibrations to come down to our dimension, though. They take on a physical form that they don't have in their reality.
Right. I think that there's examples just about written in every single ancient culture in the world, written in every single ancient text. Every single religion has, like, if you start to look at it from a perspective that it's on, I'm on the other side of the screen. Oh, I am on the other side of the screen. You're right.
You're on this side today. I'm over here today. But, I mean, it's all good to me. Wait a minute. Let me change this back. No, just kidding.
Oh,
I think because you signed on before I did or something, but it doesn't make a difference.
Oh my God, it is. It's messing up the vibe, sir. Messing up the vibe. What was going on over here? Oh my God.
What's going on? You've been promoted. You're the host. I'm the co-host now. What's going on?
Yeah,
no, we're both hosts.
It's all good, man. That's what we're here to do. This motherfucker.
If
you don't comment in the chat.
Yeah, nobody's commenting in the chat. That's bizarre. Usually at least Beth.
It looks like there's a number one in there. What's this one? Oh, nothing. I got a private message. Forgot to turn what off. What are we talking about?
Oh, that was me.
Oh.
That intro that rolled with a 30-second countdown, I wasn't going to put that in there, but it was automatic.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, Ron.
How's it going, Ron?
How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you.
To some of this doing career stuff, and it kind of goes into one about how overall consciousness, but we're currently aware of our own part of that consciousness, which makes us more individualized. But on the grand scheme of things, all consciousness is one massive. There's only one consciousness out there.
That's
we're part of it.
100%. Yeah, without a doubt, man. That makes perfect sense. Like, there's no matter which religion you want to go into, no matter what, belief system you follow, it always comes back to the fact that there is a singular intelligence that seems to govern this entire universe itself. And I think if you start to look at the universe itself as a single living entity, it's like, man, you start to realize that it's communicating with you everywhere you go. And this is something that I'm quite obsessed with. I look at every single pattern, every single weird coincidence I have in my life, and I start to analyze it. Man, it's quite interesting, the things that happen. There's obviously an intelligent design.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's random by any means. Not to say that there's some kind of grand plan, but who knows?
I remember he was telling us that last week about his house that chased away some paranormal investigators.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Dude, man, you're out here. I mean, may as well just roll up to this dude's house. Like, you out here going to the Native American massacre site, right? That was what it was?
Yeah, I went there last night. And that was about an hour and 10-minute drive from here. It's not horrible. Very isolated. Very good stuff. I got a lot of that stuff up on a Facebook group and a YouTube channel. But yeah, man, we swear we were rushed by Bigfoot, and that scared the crap out of us.
That's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Like, is there a lot of Bigfoot sightings in that area?
Like I said, I saw a lot of tree branches that were twisted off and broken that were pretty high up. I saw a lot of broken off limbs that were stacked up deliberately against other trees, making these formations. Stuff that wouldn't happen naturally, and no person would take the time to do it themselves. So I think there might be something out there.
It'd be true, man. It would be cool to go out there and investigate that. Like, although I don't know if I necessarily want to investigate Bigfoot. I've heard horror stories, man. like you go out there with a negative intention, because again, I don't think we're dealing with we're not dealing with a normal. It's not an animal, man. Like, this is an intelligent creature. Like, this is
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you can. Probably more like us than we think. You know what I mean? But
I think so. If not more advanced than that.
yep, the Wild One says that they literally are the remnants of a civilization that existed on another planet that are working off their karma here. Whether you choose to believe something that outlandish, I don't know, but it makes sense to me.
Yeah, me too. I mean, paranormal widespread. I don't even know how they were.
Mm-hmm.
There are pretty much sightings all over the world.
Well, like, I know I talk about this book a lot, but I don't think people quite understand the. I wish everybody would like read it and be like, "Holy crap, dude!" Because it explains everything about our metaphysical reality. Explains spirituality. Explains like why ghosts are a thing. Hauntings, all that kind of stuff. It explains literally all of it. You know what I mean? Like we're dealing with. Not only are we dealing, it's a complex situation. It's not always just discarnate entities or, ghosts of people that were living there. It could be, lower dimensional beings that are literally trying to wreak havoc and gather, steal people's energy. This kind of stuff exists. So if you think about the light existing, the dark also has to exist. And the moment you become a light, say, Ron, for instance, is probably he's probably a sensitive. He's probably, a bit more towards the light on that regard. So he's clearly having interactions with these beings. They're making it known to him. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you're. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like they use this meditation with the CE5 process because that helps you connect to that grand consciousness. And because they say the one thing that's faster than the speed of light is thought, because wherever you think of it, it's there.
My house disbanded a paranoid. That's right. That's what you were telling us last time, dude. The last team went out of my house fast. Yo, hi. Hey, Leisha. How are you?
Welcome to the live stream.
Leisha is my sister, actually. Don't tell anybody. I already told everybody, though. But
too late. It's live. Everybody knows.
God.
At least your family watches. Hint, hint. Not a single person in my family watches my stuff.
I sent everybody a link and told them if they didn't watch, I would hate them forever. You know what I mean? That's how I roll. Threaten lives. Just kidding. I mean, this kind of topic is like, especially for like, like I love my mom, but my mom watching this, she's gonna be like, "Oh God, you're talking about devil stuff." You know what I mean?
Right.
You got cast on the big TV. Oh God. Ugh. It's gross.
To see it as in high definition.
High definition. Cast on the three of us. Oh, you got to be on separate devices for it to matter, bro. Like we have three of you watching.
We're trying to get some views.
Separate devices, bro.
Right now, there's four people watching.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we've been talking about parallel dimensions and alternate realities, talking about a little bit about the Mandela effect and the idea that, maybe CERN, the organization CERN, put us into a parallel dimension altogether. And there's actually a whole big ass theory about that. I was watching a YouTube video the other day. Basically. Like, that stuff blows my mind, man, talking about the Mandela effect, because there's things that, like the Berenstain Bears, apparently. Like, I remember, I'll fight to the death over this, that it was the Berenstain Bears. Yeah. Like, what are we doing out here? Like, I don't know. Does anybody watching remember that differently as the Berenstain Bears? That didn't even sound right. What, Berenstain, bro? It sounds like something you poop on the mattress. Berenstain. I don't know. It just doesn't sound right.
We're showing our age right now, though.
Don't judge me. I don't give a. You know how old I am. I'm old as shit. See, the collider. Yep.
Well, what they're doing, they're taking, particles, and they're trying to, at almost the speed of light, collide them. They're trying to literally recreate the Big Bang, which is something they shouldn't be messing with.
Right. Yeah, imagine trying to play God. That's what the Simpsons were talking about, trying to create the God particle, and then they ended up creating a black hole, right? Isn't that what happened when in the Simpsons episode? It's probably what, shit, they probably created a black hole, sucked us all into an alternate reality. That's probably what the whole story is, really. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
who's
that's
to
the
say
thing
that
about
didn't happen?
effects. Some people remember the old way, but some people remember the new way. It's not everybody remembering something different. So it shouldn't. So maybe not all of us came over here. Maybe there's a mix of people who are native to this universe, and people who aren't.
I mean, shit, who knows, man? It's interesting to sit around and talk about, though. That's all I know.
Yes.
One of my favorite things is to sit around and smoke a J and just be like, oh, yeah, man, this is, this stuff makes no sense, but God knows they're drug testing us now. I can't be doing that. They already got my ass. Somebody told on me. I'm just kidding. It's probably fucking YouTube, honestly. YouTube, like, this motherfucker talks about weed and drugs all the time. Let's get his ass.
They ain't got me yet, but I passed whatever
My God. He's
yeah,
out here.
Yes, man, it's good stuff.
So Ron out here. What the hell, man? Paranormal investigator for 20 years.
Longer than me. This is a good point here.
The creator of The Simpsons. Oh, go ahead.
They're always showing that they're predicting the future, and all this stuff comes true through The Simpsons or their stuff on their episodes. Like the one with Donald Trump going down the escalator, and they put it side by side with the actual video. It lines up almost perfectly.
Right. So the idea that let's talk about the creator of The Simpsons, being a time traveler. Like talk about that. Hey, do you honestly believe that the creator of The Simpsons is a time traveler?
Well, what's that term that you said? Like, was it art or something? Like you can just write a story and eventually make them true because it's the probability of something happening.
It's dude, what is it? I don't know, man. I'm not high. I can't recall information like that, sir.
Same.
I don't know. I've heard the idea of the dude being like a time traveler. I'm not gonna be able to come up with that when I'm on the spot here, but I think that personally that the guy from The Simpsons is probably he's either a time traveler or they're part of the freaking Illuminati, and like all this stuff has been planned throughout history. You know what I mean? Like if you look into like any conspiracy stuff, you'll see that apparently like Nikola Tesla, for example, was said to be fed information from like an extra dimensional source. Edgar Casey was accessing, the Akashic records or channeling an extra dimensional source. The people that wrote the Bible were literally said to be channeling God, like God was speaking through them and writing on the page. Like all of this, you start to make sense. Like, well, okay, what's really going on here? So a lot of people believe that, dude is either a time traveler. He could be. They could have already cracked the idea of time travel. He could have seen all this crap.
Well, if you think about it, if time travel is real, which mathematically it is possible, they would already be here.
Right. Yeah, that whole time travel stuff messes with the brain, man. It's hard to mess with. I think that the idea of the Marvel movies, the way they put it, where when you travel back, it creates a split in time, like basically an alternate future. This doesn't actually change the one we're in, you know what I mean? But
kind of like Back to the Future too.
Like honestly, if the dude is not a freaking time traveler, I don't know, because like again, the Donald Trump one is what got me the most when they had the Donald Trump as the president, going down the escalator or whatever. That was wild, dude. I don't know.
Makes you wonder. I mean, we all know time is an illusion in a way. Maybe they have a way of accessing beyond our present moment.
Yep. The Law of One series says that that time exists only for the evolution of consciousness. That is what time exists for. To me, that makes sense, man. Otherwise, because what we're dealing with in these extra dimensional beings is like we're dealing with something that exists outside of time. And what was I going to say? I don't know.
Well,
I lost my train of thought.
They might be living for thousands of years, but what if they're just jumping ahead of their time? And for them, it's only minutes.
It could be, dude. Like when people say they experience, near-death experiences, or people who eat a bunch of DMT, they essentially experience an entire lifetime in a matter of 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like when you dream, time's different there.
Mm-hmm. I think the idea of dreams are probably, our mind traveling to a distant dimension, different dimension too.
Or the
Some of the Simpsons things are pretty close. I think so, man. They're super close. Maybe they're not exact, but like one of the ones that really got me was the New York episode where they do the 9/11 thing. So that was when I seen the 9/11 thing, that's when I started to realize maybe that group, people behind the Simpsons are probably, either high level Freemasons or they're, part of some secret society, because, that stuff was probably planned years in advance. Again, for those that watching, it's probably more than likely the case. You know what I mean? That unfortunately that was planned not by people outside our government. But
well, here's one for you. What if only the present exists and all of your memories are simulation or implanted, and you only exist in ago that's a memory?
You died, sir.
Crap.
I only got like part of that.
Not back yet.
Negative. We're tanking. Internet down. Blah.
Wi-Fi sucks. Hang on. Let me adjust my antenna.
I mean, you're over there at the Florida Keys in the background, God, what do you got going there? You probably don't get Wi-Fi on the beach out there.
Apparently not. Am I back now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Hello?
I see you, kind of. I hear you.
Yeah, this sucks. Yes, it shows me my Wi-Fi strength on the screen. Right now it's showing full bars, and now it's gone. And now it's back again. Yeah, this is not going to work.
Yeah, this is technical difficulties. No worries.
Yeah,
dreaming is awful. Some of the Simpson things are super close. Crazy face. The collider be messing up. Paranormal investigation. Oh, look at you guys. While this guy's fixing that. Yeah, man, I don't know. One of the other things I was going to talk about again, besides the Lob one, because again, I'd be obsessed with it. Anybody who's listening to this, man, take a second, read that stuff. It'll both confuse you and blow your mind at the same time, because it does me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just freaking weird. But so I was looking at the Bible, and I was asking this AI software if the Bible mentions like alternate dimensions or alternate realities. And I like to read what it says, because this AI software scares the crap out of me, but it's also cool at the same time. So it says, the Bible as a religious text does not explicitly mention the concept of multiple dimensions or alternate realities in the way that modern science or metaphysical theories do. Instead, the Bible primarily focuses on theological, moral, and historical narratives. However, some individuals have interpreted certain passages in the Bible in ways that believe hint at the existence of alternate dimensions and spiritual realms. One of the examples is heaven and hell. The Bible frequently mentions heaven as a realm where God resides and the righteous souls may go after death. Hell is often depicted as a place of punishment for the wicked, and some interpret these depictions as references to different spiritual dimensions or realms beyond the physical world. I don't know, man. I look at it as a different dimension. I believe in God. I believe in the idea of afterlife per se, but I don't believe in hell. I think that hell was something that's made up to scare the crap out of people and get them to, keep going to church on Sunday. But are you still here, bro? Oh my God, I'm on the other side now.
I don't know where I'm at.
We went on the whole other side, homie. Bible is fake. That is, I mean, hey, that's this is one of those things that I believe that it is not necessarily 100% a true text. I'm a really big into the Sumerian stories and the older versions. If you start to look at the older texts, you realize that the Bible is kind of a condensed version of a lot older texts. Like we can talk about, I could talk about the Sumerian text for days. If you read a book, called Slave Species to the Gods by Michael Tellinger, it pretty much summarizes a guy named Zechariah Sitchin's work. And it talks about the ancient history of our planet, how it ties all together. I'm with you that it's just a book. I agree. I agree this was a book. But however, like the idea of spiritual stuff without a doubt exists. Like, so if the idea, a lot of people, will go on the idea that, ghosts exist. So obviously if ghosts exist, there must be something more than the reality we live in. So it has to be, whether or not the Bible is completely true, which I don't think. I think it is. I think it puts you inside a box. I think that the universe itself is God. And I think that everything we have is just different interpretations and trying to explain it in a different way. But in reality, none of it is 100% right. Like no matter what you believe, this just keeps you, this guy would keep you trapped inside of this box. The other books would keep you trapped inside their religious box. They want you to believe a certain way. Are you
back yet?
Hey,
I don't know.
Hey, look, you like the connection's good.
For now.
Right.
I can see you the whole time. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. I plugged my stuff in right to my internet. That's why, because I've got tired of it.
Don't have that option.
This seems this service seems like it takes a bit more bandwidth to run.
Now my computer's been doing this all day, it's running slow and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
I'm with my mobile hotspot. See if that's any better. So bear with me while I connect to that. I may disconnect for a minute.
Do you have any belief systems there, Ron? Do you believe in anything, any kind of afterlife, any kind of higher dimensional realities? Any of you? I know, obviously, what my family members believe, so there's no need to talk about it. Like, it's a lot of people are, proof is in the pudding kind of things. They like to see things. They like to see it, touch it, feel it. Ancient Sumerians had it. Yes, my seat. This is this is more to discuss off the clock. I think that so the biggest thing about the ancient Sumerians is that the gods that they worshipped are the same gods that are worshipped around the world over and over again. They're the same group of beings that 100% came from a different planet and were worshipped as gods. Like it's the same stories regurgitated all around the world over and over again. And like once you start to really, really get into it, it's like, holy crap, let's connect this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. And there's no other story in the world. The viewers can't say, oh my God, we died. I got killed there. Got killed. Taken right off the string mid-sentence, and I lost my train of thought. We out here. Struggling out here. Sorry about that, guys. Having some technical difficulties as this is live. Don't judge me or Ricky here. You still back there, sir? Oh, wait, you can't even hear me. What am I talking to? Or you can't hear me. I don't know. Anyway, once I became obsessed, I read the Slave Species to the Gods book. Like, I recommend anybody wanting to know this subject, freaking read that book. It condenses all of Zechariah Sitchin's work. That I became obsessed with that history. Then, slowly but surely I found the Law of One series. And this book series connects the dots of everything. It connects all the dots of all the different religions, explains what the different religions are. It's all just a different interpretation on a single universal truth. I'm getting all the judge. Hey, he's back. So what was their god? The Sumerians? What was their god? The Sumerians worshipped a pantheon of deities called the Anunnaki. And essentially what they were is advanced beings from a different planet. Their god, as they talk about in their text, the old text, they worshipped a singular god. They called it the creator of all. And that's what the Law of One series talks about as well. They talk about a singular, infinite creator. Getting all the judgment, all the haterade.
Yeah, what episode? I don't know.
We were talking about the Anunnaki. The Sumerians had it right. They're right. Like the Sumerians also had like a freaking knowledge of the stars that they shouldn't have had. You know, all sorts of stuff like that, dude. You have it in your Audible. If you don't listen to that damn book, you got to get past the first like couple chapters where they're talking about DNA, because that shit is a little dry, but it gives you the ideas you need to set you up for the rest of the book. You know what I mean? I know you're stuck on that part. Don't even try and lie. Should make you go to sleep. You all right there, Rick?
Well, I was trying to say, it's stressful. It's embarrassing when it's kept having my video.
That's all good, man.
Yeah, my desktop's not meant to use Wi-Fi, but I have no physical connections available to me here in my room, so I had to install a wireless adapter to get online for my computer.
Bro, if you don't get a 100-foot Ethernet cable,
that argues my MacBook. You have a better antenna. But, yeah. Right now, this is my router, so if I keep cutting out now, something's wrong. My phone, hotspot.
The router is just right there with you?
My phone. But not the signal.
Oh,
Using a hotspot from the phone.
The struggle is real out here. All right, so what is it you were saying, sir?
I was trying to say that what if the present is all that exists? There is no past. And all your memories are just the simulation feeding it to you. And it's all artificial. Like, haven't you ever gone through your work week and like, how did I get to Friday already? I just started my Monday. It's already my Friday. Like, I can't even recall for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because it just flew by so fast or whatever. But what if because it never happened?
I mean, I'm with it, man. Like, that makes sense to me. I mean, the Buddhists and all like different cultures believe that all we really have now is the present moment, because the future isn't written yet and the past exists only in your mind. It did happen, though. Obviously, the past can leave marks on you, but
can it?
I mean, I guess. And clearly, I mean, I got some marks on me, but at the same time, you know, like say you remember something happening a certain way, right? Yeah. And then somebody else comes in and be like, no, that ain't how that happened. It happened this way. So, I mean, you could be suffering a memory that ain't even real. So I guess that completely makes sense to me. And that's happened to me many times where I'm like, yeah, this sucks. This happened to me. But, oh, well, dude, what do you mean this happened to you? This ain't even how it happened.
Oh, I get that all the time. Like, that's not what happened. Like, yeah, it is.
You know, like my sister beating me with Hot Wheels tracks, you know what I'm saying? Like, apparently it didn't happen like that. You know, it never occurred. Wasn't getting beat with no Hot Wheels tracks.
Of course.
Or getting fed dog poop, or having dog poop blown up next to us, or the list goes on and on.
Yeah, good times.
Much love.
Wasn't like that.
Oh, goodness gracious. I hear my kids in there yelling at each other. Like, my God, man, you just got to give me a minute.
Right, you still got 20 minutes left. Ain't been
Right.
an hour yet. All right, so we got 7 people watching. We got some good activity in the chat going on, so this is pretty good so far. And so far, I'm back online.
So what Ron was talking about, I think he was asking who was like the Sumerians' god, or who was. I think that's what he was getting at. I have that in my Audible. I've seen some BS right there. Get some, boy. Why are you talking about my mom? Oh my God, I hate you guys so much.
This is why you don't bring family into your stream.
Yeah. Anyway, guys. Anyway.
I swear I read that as Get Game Boy for some reason. I don't know why. Like the
So
old
what was their
Nintendo.
god? Ron, if you're still watching, you were talking about the Sumerians. What was their god, right? We talked about that quite. We went over like this subject heavily in a lot of our other videos we've done in the past. We've also did an entire, I don't know what, 4-part series on the Law of One, but I always touch on it because it's something that it interests me, but it's not a it's spiritual. It's a metaphysical book. It's like a handbook to truly like healing your body and understanding what it is that we're here on this planet for, essentially. And it's not complicated. We're literally the creator experiencing itself in infinite ways. That's what it is. And the truth is, every single one of us is one. Like that's the whole premise of the entire thing, is that all of us are one. That's why when Jesus was talking about in the book, love your neighbor like he is you, your love thy neighbor like you would love yourself, or treat others like you would want to be treated. It's because this person is you, ultimately, in the grand scheme. Yeah. That's a real mind F, you know what I mean?
What makes sense too, like supposedly when you die and you do your life review, I've heard examples like if you're mean to somebody, you get to feel it from their perspective. That can only work if you were that person.
Right. Look into it. It's very complicated. He's talking about the Sumerians. I got what you. Like, yeah, dude. I don't know. Again, when I was reading like the Slave Species of the Gods book, they go over and like Zecharia Sitchin compares and contrasts the Roman gods, the Greek gods, all the different gods from literally all over the world. And he literally, he puts it forth as a theory that all these gods were actually the same beings. And it's wild when you really think about it. But who's to say, again, that this history even exists at all? That's the part. That's the part that is one of those things when the more you research, the less you realize we actually know as a society, as a world. It's just the truth.
Apparently, most of the history we're taught is a lie, man. So who knows?
Jesus was a pain in the butt. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's be careful with those comments like that. We don't want to offend anybody.
I'm not, that ain't me, man. I don't know. I don't know about the pain in the butt idea, but everybody's entitled to an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to spread religion because religion is not who I am. Everybody who knows me knows I'm I believe in just about everything. I'm weird. Like, my worldview changes every single day. I take in more information, and I think that if everybody in the world was like that, the world would be a better place. Like,
or it's like that logo coexists, and it has the different symbols. That's what I'm kind of like.
The fact is, dude,
all pieces of the puzzle that come together.
Right. Like, religion has been the source of lots and lots of death in this world. Like, there is no doubt. The Crusades, mic drop. All the freaking wars in the Middle East. Been fighting forever about religion. No, I'm the chosen people. No, we're the chosen people. I'm the chosen ones. Like, okay. Let's keep blowing each other up because of that.
Evidently, God, right? Well, I believe more into Buddhism, which is older than Christianity.
Right. This skips. All right, let's see what we got on the other chat. Can't watch. All right, you're good.
Now, let's say the art of the dimension. Do you think it's possible? Well, I guess it has to be possible to cross over into them since the extra dimensional beings do it. But how would you do it? What kind of technology would you need to even potentially open the door to another world?
I mean, the yogis, the mystics, all of them talk about you can do it through meditation, man.
Astral travel, but physically, is there a way? Like Stargates, is that really a physical door to another planet, or is that actually going to different dimensions? Both?
It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say.
I've always wondered. I mean, if I could, I would love to go to another dimension just to see what it's like.
or would you be ready? You know what I mean? That's one of those weird. It's I don't know. I don't know if the technology is possible. I don't know if that's possible. Like I think anything is possible. However, like physically, like the idea of stargates, I don't know. If they are real, that's something they ain't telling us about. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Ascension. Yep. Which apparently that's what the Earth's going through right now.
Oh, yeah, that's what people are saying. That's what people have been saying. You know, the world's going to end in 2012. The world's going to end in doom and gloom. The doom and gloom. You've been reading this book called the Wanderer's Handbook. It's by the same person who channeled apparently like the Law of One series. Allegedly, we'll use the word allegedly, of course. And the idea of doom and gloom prophecies and stuff like that is actually supposed to be negative sources. It's not positive sources that do that kind of stuff, because the future isn't set in stone. It's basically the choices that you're making is altering your future as time goes on. That seems kind of solid. I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense, obviously. You know, as you make choices, your life changes, right?
Like, do I turn left here? Do I take a right? And
a lot of people believe this
which way to
stuff is
go.
preordained, though. You know what I mean? Like that it's just
It's fate or destiny.
Jesus, it's Ascension. I think they are Stargates. Ascension. I think they are Stargates. Was that on there a second ago?
It just came up.
Have you heard about like which Mesoamerican, was it the Aztecs that just disappeared? Which is, I don't remember which tribe it is that just completely disappeared down there, and nobody knows where they went. But
the Mayans, right?
Is it the Maya? I don't know.
I don't
know. One of the cultures down there is just like up and disappeared. Walked, essentially they said that they walked into a wall, right? And the Inca. I don't know, man. I think the idea of Stargates probably did. Some people are saying that Antarctica has a Stargate, like. But where does that go? Again, you're right. Does it go to a different dimension? Does it go to a different planet? Is it what is it really?
What if it's a more primitive way of traveling between dimensions or physical locations in space and time, compared to what the extraterrestrials use in their ships?
It could be, according to like all these different conspiracy ideas, like the people, the beings that are piloting these ships are doing it by thought. You know what I mean? They're literally able to think essentially where they want to go, and it transports them there. That's why, like, when people try to take videos and stuff of it, they can't really get it because they're dealing with an interdimensional craft.
Things kind of disappear just like that are outside of a dimension. Here's another question. Are dimensions that are separated, are they physically separated, or do they still overlap, or somehow separated by just vibration and frequency?
I think it's vibration and frequency. I think everything is vibration and frequency, and it's probably, this universe next to us could be separated by literally a single frequency on the octave. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you would just have to tune yourself the right way, and you can travel there. Maybe certain music or that's why certain drugs can get you essentially leaving your body. I don't know about physically, but obviously your spiritual self can go there. What is that? Is it a different level of vibration? Is it like different level of sound even? Who knows?
Or light. Like, for example, let's say there's 4 other me's right now sitting right here doing the same thing. We're literally sitting in the same spot but on different frequencies. What if something happened when those frequencies collided? Would we merge into one, or would this be some sort of weird mess of mutation? Or that's what I'm trying to wonder.
Well, that's a good question, man. Like that time that I'm telling you, the time that I was like, I've told you the story before, when I ate that abundance of THC oil and had that experience that I'll never forget, where I was like, essentially, like I felt like I broke away from whatever it was I was staring into, and then whatever it was that was controlling me forced me to look back into this light, and it looked like it was a prism. So I believe like your consciousness, you're essentially projecting your consciousness into a prism, which is splitting, into infinite shards. And basically you're experiencing infinite versions of this all at the same time. You know what I mean? And that's why like the idea of deja vu is the idea of two different realities linking up at the same time, or maybe you already experienced that, or, that's why I think deja vu is.
Well, just imagine if the entire universe is one single consciousness, how fragmented are we? How far are we split into so many different awarenesses? We're talking trillions, if not more.
John Titor said, the time traveler said he stopped Y2K. Like, dude, I mean, shit, that may be, dude. That might be the case.
Well, Y2K is more of a technological kind of thing, more so than anything else, though. I mean, it's definitely been disastrous, but...
Yeah, you remember how much people panicked, dude? I remember that. Like, the world was coming to an end at Y2K. The computers were going to blow up and kill us all. The nukes were going to blow up.
Yeah. That sounds good, like the parallel universe collide to create deja vu. So what if universes are splitting and combining all the time, like the atom does, or the nucleus, or whatever what's it called? When something splits. Is it the atom? I don't remember.
No, like when they're splitting the atom, it's like nuclear energy. When they're doing like the nuclear bomb, they're splitting the atom. If you, I was watching the documentary on our universe or whatever, and it was talking about the sun. The inside of the sun is actually combining atoms. Like it's so hot that it's actually combining atoms, so therefore creating. So when you look at that, the idea of splitting an atom, you essentially could be ripping apart life existence itself. That's why the idea of atomic bombs and stuff like that is so scary. And apparently, in the conspiracy community, when we started doing nuclear tests, that's when we started having these mass visitations of extraterrestrials because they don't want us to blow ourselves up. And
now we have the technology to do it.
And there's actually evidence in not only the Bible, but the Bhagavad Gita, the Sumerian text, that this world was it's been destroyed with nuclear weapons in the past. Sodom and Gomorrah. If you read the Bible from the perspective that they were destroyed with nuclear weapons, it makes a whole lot of sense. You know what I mean? The Sumerians said that that's how they ended up ending their reign on the planet. The Sumerian gods is essentially they got into a nuclear war with each other, and they what do they call that? The nuclear wind, or there was a specific name they called it, but ended up wiping them all out.
Yeah, nuclear. I mean, there's probably even more forces, even more devastating in comparison we haven't even thought about yet. Besides splitting atoms, and who knows?
Bro, is this little kid seriously knocking on my door this long, bro? I'm gonna have to go out there and, oh my god,
what?
Like, bro, if somebody doesn't answer the door, it's either the little kids or the Mormons, man. They're the only ones that don't go away when you knocked on the door for that long, man. I made the mistake of being nice to these Mormon folks, and they just keep coming back, bro. They won't leave. Like they keep leaving me notes on my door. I'm just gonna have to be like, man, I worship the devil. I'm just gonna have to do it one of these days. I worship Satan. Sorry, ma'am.
That's what I was gonna say. Start speaking in tongue in reverse or something.
I worship Satan. Satan.
You want to talk about my Lord and Savior or yours?
Yes, let us talk.
That might write him off.
I don't know, man. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just too nice, man. I'm not trying to make him, well, can we read you? Last time I was outside, like wrangling my kid, like, can we read you a passage from this book? Like, bro, you can't see that this kid is flopping all over the place, trying to throw himself onto the concrete, and you want me to listen to you read from the Book of Mormon? Like, you got to take the hint sometimes. You got to look at this and be like, hey, this guy doesn't have time to talk. You know what I mean? But no.
Priorities.
Like, I got to give it to him, dude. There's some hard-ass salesmen. They really are. Like, these guys, damn near, peddling souls. I don't know. I guess that's what they're doing. I wonder if they, get commissions. Get commissions on souls or something, dude.
They probably do.
I don't know.
And they get rewarded in heaven. Who knows?
That's actually, I think that's true. I think they actually believe and multiple levels of heaven, and that they're going to be rewarded. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to make ignorant comments, but I used to have a Mormon friend when I was a kid, and he was a strange individual. No hate on anybody. You know, I don't think Mormons will be watching, but you know, if you are, I'm not hating. I'm just saying, you know, maybe don't sit at my door for 25 minutes waiting for me to come out. That's a little stalkerish, but
a little creepy.
Anybody got any more random questions before we sign out of here? Anybody? You know.
Yeah, we'll leave about a couple of minutes to the Q&A in the comments here. Any ideas for next week's subject matter?
You know, we just doing this live, man. We ain't scripted at all, my friends. Clearly, by the you know, the amount of ignorance in the statements. All right. Some of us is 3/4 asleep out here.
And my constant internet issues that are now suddenly working with my phone's hotspot.
Yeah, it's solid now. You haven't gone away.
Someone make a note of that. Whenever I stream, I'm looking at my phone.
That was happening. That was happening to me, and I put a sign on the door that said I'm Catholic. That just automatically scare him away. Hey, I'm Catholic. Don't come bother me.
I motivate him. I want to convert this guy.
I don't know, man. They be leaving me notes, bro. They left me like Bible passages. They left me a Bible, like a Mormon Bible. Like it's just, I got a collection from these people, man. I'm like starting to think they got like a little bit of crush or something. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta put the mark of the beast on a Bible, protect on a doorstep.
He said it worked. Hey, all right. You know what, man? Maybe I'll do that.
Enter the door wearing some monk robes, you know, like a Buddhist or something.
No, sorry, I'm not answering my door in the rope, okay? I don't know. Be weird. Can we read to you while you're out here? My haunted house made a paranormal Tina's pen.
For some reason, he's repeating himself.
That's good, man. Like, I would like to come see your house if I lived in that state. That's intriguing.
Pyramid.
About a new pyramid found in Egypt. Let me write this one.
Is that near the?
I know about that.
The main ones, or is it like a whole new area? Like the Giza? Is that what they call it?
Bro, like that's one of the reasons I believe in the idea that our world goes way further back than we want to believe, and the idea that, you know, maybe the Sumerian stories are not stories is the crazy amount of pyramids that are all over the world. Like, and the fact that we keep finding more is mind blowing. Like,
where are they coming from? And that's just
exactly
thing that's happening. They weren't always there, right? It kind of appeared.
No, dude, when they did the LiDAR scans of like the Amazon rainforest, they found even more, you know, pyramids and whatnot down there, dude. It's wild. Dare you, man. I can't just go to the East Coast, bro. I would love to go. It does sound terrifying yet intriguing, sir. Like if you want to fly me out there, I'll come investigate your house and probably leave as possessed by the devil or something. I don't know. Like,
fair deal. Plane ticket and cuff, room and board.
They're amazing. Now there's a tour. There's a guy offering a tour to Egypt, and you can actually go and you pay him. He's like a rich conspiracy guy I follow, and you can pay and you can go inside the pyramid with him. You can go touch the Sphinx, all kinds of crap. Apparently get unrestricted access, but it's like $10K, so I'm not going to do it. But you know, it seems cool maybe for people who can afford that.
And the elites to do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. They found whole cities.
You know how much it costs to go up to Mount Everest and actually do the hike up there? It's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and like, dude, that stuff is overpopulated now. Everybody's doing it. Apparently, it's like it's become.
There's like huge lines going up.
Right, exactly. Anyway, sir, about out of time here. I can you see my son waiting over here, like crossing his arms. When are you gonna come take this child from me?
Yeah, I guess we have kind of wrapped up here. We'll come back next week and we'll talk about what we talk about next week. Then.
Whole cities yet uncovered. Yeah, that's the stuff that interests me, man. Like where and why? Where does this come from?
Yes.
That's nothing. They built it during the Egyptian reign. We didn't know about it. Anyway.
Well, let's talk about lost civilizations next week, like Shambhala and stuff like that. Hidden cities or whatever, lost cities.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You too. Later. If you haven't already, give this video a like. If you haven't yet, subscribe. We definitely need the support. We'll catch you guys next week. Over and out.